Most people see predators as villains of nature. But what if I told you that without them the Pantanal would collapse? This biome hides secrets that few know, and its destruction threatens not only the wildlife but the entire balance that keeps this land thriving. The good news? By the end of this documentary, you'll understand how each piece of this ecosystem fits together, and why protecting the Pantanal has never been more urgent. Get ready. What you're about to discover may change the way you see nature forever. The jaguar is the true monarch of the Americas. Its robust body, weighing up to 300 pounds, and its devastating bite, capable of piercing turtle shells and even the skulls of larger prey, make it one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Unlike other big cats, it hunts with a fatal blow to the head instead of suffocating the victim by the neck. In the Pantanal, it reigns supreme, commanding respect even over the Pantanal caiman, a reptile of almost 10 feet that could be a threat to many other animals. Unlike big cats like the cougar and mountain lion, the jaguar prefers flooded environments and rosette camouflage blends perfectly with the vegetation. When it moves, its steps are almost imperceptible, and its patience borders on perfection. It can lie in wait for hours, waiting for the exact moment to and the coati get away with speed and agility. The capybara, its favorite prey, rarely escapes the precise leap and crushing force of this relentless hunter. In the Pantanal ecosystem, the jaguar is controlling the population of species. If there were no such apex predator, the overpopulation of prey like the capuchin monkey, the howler monkey, and the capybara itself could trigger, damaging the vegetation and destabilizing the entire food chain. With its precise instinct, the jaguar maintains the natural balance, ensuring that each species fulfills its role in the environment. This even includes the giant. Being a formidable aquatic predator, can also be on the jaguar's prey list at opportune moments. Even though it is feared, the jaguar has a surprising side. It is solitary, but its social interactions are more complex than you might think. Males and females communicate through scent markings and deep roars that echo through the forest, demonstrating presence and intention. During mating season, encounters between couples can last for days, with rituals of approach and mutual respect. However, after this period, each one goes its own way, reaffirming its independence. This behavior contrasts sharply with the giant otter, which values group life and maintains much closer social bonds. The territory of a single jaguar can exceed 100 square kilometers, which requires constant travel in search of food and safety. In the Pantanal, where vegetation and waterways change throughout the seasons, this feline adapts with impressive mastery. Unlike the crested caracara, which flies great distances in search of prey, the jaguar relies on its stealth and knowledge of the terrain to dominate its area. This territorial behavior reinforces its position as one of the greatest predators of the biome, but it also brings challenges when it encounters regions occupied by other large animals, such as the rhea and the Pantanal caiman. However, the greatest threat to the jaguar does not come from its natural enemies, but from human interference. Habitat destruction, illegal hunting, and conflicts with ranchers put the survival of this iconic species at risk. Even so, conservation initiatives have shown promising results, allowing this big cat to continue to play its role in nature. But if the jaguar is the queen of land predators, how does the hierarchy work within the Pantanal's rivers and lakes? That's where giant otters come in, showing that power can also be found in unity. If the jaguar is the solitary queen of the forests, the giant otter rules the rivers with a collective reign. Unlike other mustelids, which are usually solitary, this giant of the waters, which can reach up to 6.5 feet long, values unity above all else. Living in groups of up to 10 individuals, they create a safety net where each member has an essential role. When they are together, communication takes place through complex vocalizations, almost like a coded conversation. And if someone threatens the group, the reaction is immediate, an organized and fierce defense. The intelligence of giant otters is evident in the way they hunt. They not only dive with precision but also work as a team to surround fish and ensure that no one goes hungry. While some patrol the surface, others dive in unison, forming a foolproof strategy. It's a stark contrast to the Pantanal caiman, which relies on patience and a lightning-fast attack to capture its prey. If a giant otter encounters a young caiman, it may even try to chase it away with bites and vocalizations, but against adults, the only option is strategic retreat. The hierarchy within the group is very well defined. There is a dominant couple that leads the family, while the other members help raise the young and protect the territory. This structure strengthens the bonds between individuals and ensures the survival of the next generation. Unlike the coati, which lives in groups but often sees its males isolating themselves in adulthood, giant otters remain united for much longer. This social behavior is even reflected in the way they rest, always close to each other, as if reinforcing the family bond even during moments of rest. Giant otters are also extremely territorial. Marking their domain with feces and urine along the riverbanks, they make it clear to other groups that this piece of paradise is already taken. This avoids unnecessary confrontations, but when encounters do occur, the dispute can be intense. It's quite different behavior from the crested caracara, for example, which adapts and shares space with other opportunistic predators. For giant otters, sharing territory is not an option. If a rival family approaches, a chorus of threatening vocalizations echoes through the waters, and the conflict can escalate into a physical confrontation. Despite being agile and resilient swimmers, giant otters do not escape the threats that surround the Pantanal. Besides crocodiles, which are dangerous for the young, jaguars might also hunt in the water when they are hungry. However, their biggest enemy doesn't have teeth or claws, it's environmental damage. The destruction of the rivers and water pollution shrinks safe areas to live and hunt, forcing the groups to move constantly. This is similar to the blue macaw's struggle to find shelter and food in a world increasingly impacted by human actions. In the end, giant otters prove that strength isn't always found in the individual, but in unity. While they are efficient predators alone, together they become a true aquatic army. But if they command respect in the rivers, what happens to the balance when the Pantanal floods and caimans dominate the wetlands? The fight for survival in the Pantanal is a constant battle where each species faces unique challenges, but they all share a common destiny. This is a story worth telling. If there's a true survivor in the Pantanal, that title belongs to the Yacaré caiman. With a body that can grow over 10 feet long and a jaw strong enough to crush bones, it's not just a predator, but also a regulator of the ecosystem. Unlike the jaguar, which relies on agility to surprise its prey, the caiman relies on patience. It blends into the water, staying still, waiting for the perfect moment to attack with impressive speed. And the most fascinating thing? Its resilience. Even when the rivers dry up, it finds ways to survive. During the dry season, when the Pantanal transforms into a mosaic of mud and scarce water, the alligator enters a state known as lethargy. It buries itself in the mud and reduces its metabolism to a minimum, being able to go weeks without eating. It's a strategy similar to the rhea, which relies on speed to escape predators, but also needs to conserve energy during the toughest times. During the dry season, when the Pantanal transforms into a mosaic of mud and scarce water, the alligator enters a state known as lethargy. It buries itself in the mud and reduces its metabolism to a minimum, and can go weeks without eating. It's a strategy that's similar to the emu, which relies on speed to escape predators but also needs to conserve energy during the toughest times. This mechanism makes sure the alligator keeps ruling the waters, even when things seem tough. But hunting isn't always easy. The Pantanal is home to a diverse and clever group of animals. The capybara, for example, might seem like an easy target, but its survival strategy relies on sticking together. They live in large groups and always have a lookout, ready to warn the others about any suspicious movement. As for giant otters, when they're in a group, they can even challenge a caiman and force it to back off. What seems like an absolute advantage turns into a game of strategy and patience between predator and prey. Even though it's a master of ambush, the alligator doesn't survive just on active hunting. Like the caracara bird, it also takes advantage of carcasses and animal remains it finds along the way. This behavior helps maintain the ecological balance, preventing decomposing organic matter from accumulating in the rivers. This is an essential job because it stops diseases from spreading and keeps the ecosystem healthy. The caiman, even though it's scary, is nature's invisible helper. And its survival story doesn't end there. Throughout evolution, the alligator has faced extreme challenges and withstood changes that wiped out other species. Its body, practically unchanged for millions of years, is proof of its efficiency. In the Pantanal, it's not just a predator, it's a survivor that carries in its yellow eye, and its survival story doesn't end there. Throughout evolution, the alligator has faced extreme challenges and withstood changes that wiped out other species. Its body, practically unchanged for millions of years, is proof of its efficiency. In the Pantanal, it's not just a predator, it's a survivor that carries in its yellow eye. But even it has enemies. Pollution, illegal hunting, and habitat destruction threaten its existence. A situation that also puts species like the toucan at risk, which depends on trees for food and reproduction. And so, the alligator continues its silent reign in the wetlands. But while it rules the waters, the dry land has its own stars. One of them is a master of adaptation, an unlikely giant that has become a symbol of the Pantanal, the capybara. Now imagine how the world's largest rodent survives surrounded by predators. That's a story worth telling. In the heart of the Pantanal, where predators lurk in every shadow, an unlikely animal has become a symbol of resilience. The capybara. Up to 4 feet long and weighing about 130 pounds, it's the biggest rodent on Earth. But don't let its calm gaze and peaceful habits fool you. The capybara survives because it's mastered the art of teamwork. Unlike the jaguar, which isolates itself in the forest to hunt, it relies on the strength of the group. In the heart of the Pantanal, where predators lurk in every shadow, an unlikely animal has become a symbol of resistance. The capybara. Up to 4 feet long and weighing about 130 pounds, it's the largest rodent on Earth. But don't let its calm gaze and peaceful habits fool you. The capybara survives because it's mastered the art of teamwork. Unlike the jaguar, which isolates itself in the forest to hunt, it relies on the strength of the group. Living in herds of up to 30 capybaras, they've developed a really clever alert system. While some are chilling out, others keep their eyes peeled, ready to sound the alarm if there's danger. Water is its greatest ally. Always close to lakes and rivers, the capybara takes refuge in the water at the slightest sign of danger. Its body is perfectly adapted for this semi-aquatic life. Feet with webbed toes, eyes, ears and nostrils positioned on the top of its head, allowing it to stay submerged with almost its entire body hidden. This trick has saved many of them from the teeth of hungry caimans. But don't think the water is a complete safe haven. Giant otters, when in a group, can even challenge caimans, making the aquatic environment an unpredictable battlefield. The capybara's appetite plays a key role in the Pantanal's balance. Its special digestive system lets it eat lots of grass and water plants, helping to keep the plants from growing too much. Plus, when it grazes, it opens paths in the forest, making trails that other animals like codus and howler monkeys can use. The capybara's appetite plays a key role in the balance of the Pantanal wetlands. Its special digestive system lets it eat lots of grass and water plants, helping to keep the plants from growing too much. Plus, when it grazes, it opens up paths in the forest, making trails that other animals like codus and howler monkeys can use. Without realizing it, the capybara shapes the environment around it, becoming a key player in maintaining the ecosystem. But life isn't easy for this giant rodent. Besides caimans and jaguars, there's another cunning hunter roaming its territory, the puma. This feline, also known as a cougar or mountain lion, is a silent and strategic predator. Unlike the jaguar, which attacks with a fatal bite to the skull, the puma prefers to suffocate its prey. When night falls and the Pantanal is covered in shadows, the capybara needs to rely on its sharp hearing and the protection of the group to survive. Interestingly, the capybara also has some unexpected allies. The crested caracara, for example, takes advantage of their presence to hunt insects that scatter around the group. The toko toucan and the hyacinth macaw benefit from the clearings that the capybara maintain while grazing, making it easier for seeds to spread and plants to grow back. It's interesting, the capybara also has some unexpected friends. The crested caracara, for example, takes advantage of their presence to hunt insects that scatter around the group. And the toucan and the blue macaw benefit from the clearings that the capybara maintain while grazing, making it easier for seeds to spread and plants to grow back. This interdependence is the essence of the Pantanal. Each species, no matter how small, influences the balance of this place. And so, even surrounded by predators, the capybara thrives. It doesn't have sharp claws, it doesn't run like a rhea, nor does it have the strength of a jaguar, but its secret lies in unity and adaptation. But what happens when a group of capybaras disappears? Who fills that space in the food chain? Maybe a smaller but incredibly clever animal has the answer. If there's one animal that embodies curiosity in the Pantanal, it's the coati. With its long snout, attentive eyes, and striped tail that rises like a flag, it explores every corner of the forest with an insatiable appetite for discovery. Unlike the capybara, which depends on the collective to survive, the coati stands out for its intelligence and dexterity. In groups of up to 30 individuals, they scour the ground and trees in search of fruits, insects, and small vertebrates. Where there's movement, there's a coati sniffing out opportunities. Its adaptability makes it an essential agent in seed dispersion. While devouring fruits, it carries with it the future of the Pantanal's trees, helping the forest regenerate. Toucans and hyacinth macaws play a similar role, but unlike these birds, the coati covers large areas on foot, transporting seeds across the ground. Its restless and exploratory behavior is reminiscent of the capuchin monkey, another master of cunning that also manipulates objects to obtain food. But being curious comes at a price. The coati is far from the top of the food chain and needs to be constantly alert. Alligators lurk at the river's edge, jaguars patrol the dense forest, and crested caracaras soar overhead, ready to capture any unsuspecting creature. Fortunately, group living is their best defense. While some feed, others watch the surroundings, alerting everyone with shrill calls at the slightest sign of danger. This behavior is shared with howler monkeys, which use their powerful roar to mark territory and ward off threats. Another fascinating characteristic of the coati is its agility. With sharp claws and flexible limbs, it climbs trees with ease, escaping ground predators with a precise jump. When cornered, it may even retaliate with bites and scratches, but its main strategy is to avoid conflict. Like the rhea, which prefers to run rather than fight, the coati relies on speed and intelligence to stay alive. However, the life of this little explorer is not all about danger and escape. It also plays a key role in the social dynamics of the Pantanal. Its keen sense of smell and playful behavior contribute to the interaction between different species. It often follows capuchin monkeys in search of food or shares foraging areas with capybaras. This network of connections between animals strengthens the ecological balance and shows how, in the Pantanal, every creature has its role. But what happens when night falls and the most stealthy eyes in the forest begin to shine? It is at this moment that a silent predator emerges, a master of camouflage and patience. A hunter who, unlike the jaguar, prefers stealth to direct attack. Who is this shadow that moves unseen? If the jaguar is the ruler of the shadows, the cougar, also known as the puma, is the queen of silence. Unlike its robust cousin with crushing jaws, the cougar relies on agility, stealth, and patience to hunt. Up to 8 feet long, including the tail, and weighing about 154 pounds, it's a versatile predator, adapting to different biomes within the Pantanal. Whether in dense forest or more open areas where capybaras and coatis roam, the cougar is a hunter that few see, but many fear. Unlike the jaguar, which relies on brute force, the cougar is a born strategist. Its attack is surgical. With a precise jump and a deadly bite to the neck, it suffocates its prey without a sound. This technique sets it apart from other large predators in the Pantanal, making it a silent assassin. Its favorite target? Unsuspecting capybaras, which despite their group vigilance can't always escape the cougar's stealthy approach. While the jaguar lurks and advances like a powerful shadow, the cougar blends into the environment, becoming practically invisible. This chameleon-like ability makes it a ghost of the forest. During the day, it's rare to spot a cougar. Its crepuscular and nocturnal habits ensure that it moves when the competition is sleeping. This means that while alligators rest by the rivers and giant otters bask in the sun, the cougar silently patrols its territory, hunting with patience and precision. Its solitary instinct also contrasts with other Pantanal predators, like the crested caracara, which often hunts in pairs or small groups. But despite its success as a hunter, the cougar faces constant challenges. Unlike the jaguar, which dominates the forest with its size and strength, the cougar needs to avoid direct confrontations. It knows that a clash with a jaguar can be fatal, and so it prefers territories where its spotted cousin doesn't reign supreme. This need for adaptation makes it a born survivor, finding shelter in unlikely places and hunting with maximum efficiency. Besides hunting, the cougar also influences the population of other species. Its impact on the food chain helps maintain the balance of the ecosystem, ensuring that animals like capuchin monkeys and howler monkeys don't become overly numerous. Thus, its presence, although discreet, has a profound effect on the Pantanal's fauna. But while the cougar moves in the shadows, another animal stands out for its use of intelligence and creativity to survive. If there's a true genius of the Pantanal jungle, that title belongs to the capuchin monkey. Small in size, but giant in smarts, it stands out for something rare in the animal kingdom: the use of tools. While the cougar relies on its sharp instincts to hunt, the capuchin monkey uses creativity to obtain food. It cracks seeds and hard fruits with rocks, a skill that few primates in the world have mastered. Its attentive and curious gaze is always assessing the environment, transforming branches, leaves, and even other objects into allies to facilitate its survival. In addition to practical intelligence, the capuchin monkey has a complex social life. It lives in structured groups, where each individual has a well-defined role. The leader guides the troop in search of food, while the younger ones learn by watching the more experienced ones. This exchange of knowledge is essential, as it ensures that the culture of tool use is passed down from generation to generation. This ability to teach and learn is one of the greatest signs of intelligence, something it shares with another primate of the PANTANAL, the howler monkey, known for its impressive vocal communication. But the capuchin monkey doesn't just live by its wits. Its daily life is full of challenges and dangers. While searching for food on the ground, it needs to keep an eye out for predators lurking among the trees. A jaguar can attack in the blink of an eye, and even a caracara bird can be a threat to the most vulnerable young ones, so it relies on the unity of the group for protection. If a lookout spots a predator, a loud alarm is set off, and in seconds, everyone scatters among the highest branches. Agility and teamwork are their best defense. Even though it's small, the capuchin monkey has a huge impact on the ecosystem. It helps spread seeds, making sure new trees sprout wherever it goes. It also helps control the populations of insects and other small critters, keeping the environment balanced. Their role is similar to the toucan, which also spreads seeds and helps the forests grow back. They're like tiny, invisible workers quietly but effectively shaping the PANTANAL. And of course, we can't forget their playful side. Unlike the seriousness of the cougar or the majesty of the jaguar, the capuchin monkey overflows with energy. It jumps from branch to branch, interacts with its companions, and seems to always be testing the limits of what it can and can't do. Their never-ending curiosity makes them one of the most charismatic characters in the PANTANAL, but if the capuchin monkey charms with its cleverness and energy, another primate steals the show in a completely different way, not with quick movements, but with a roar that makes the whole forest tremble. If the capuchin monkey is the engineer of the PANTANAL, the howler monkey is the thunder that echoes through the forest. Its deep, resonant roar can be heard up to 3 miles away, a sound so impressive it seems to announce a storm. But this roar has a clear purpose, to mark their territory and avoid fights. Unlike the lively capuchin monkey, the howler monkey prefers tranquility. Its day begins slowly, enveloped in the morning mist, while it calmly feeds on the tenderest leaves it finds along its path. This robust primate, which can weigh up to 9 kilos, has a peculiar way of life. Its digestive system is highly specialized to process leaves, a fibrous food with low energy value. This explains their slower pace and why they like to rest. While the rhea runs across the plains and the blue macaw flies through the sky, the howler monkey spends a lot of its time still, saving energy. But don't be fooled. Their presence in the forest is essential. As they eat, they spread seeds, helping the plants grow back. The howler monkey isn't alone on its journey. It lives in small, well-organized groups where communication is key. Besides their powerful roar, they use facial expressions and gestures to interact with their buddies. The leader of the group, usually a dominant male, protects the territory with his intimidating calls, making sure other howler monkey troops keep their distance. This territorial behavior is super important for avoiding unnecessary fights and keeping things peaceful within the group. But not every threat can be scared away with a roar. Predators like jaguars and pumas stalk silently among the trees, and the howler monkey needs to always be on the lookout. If danger approaches, the group quickly mobilizes, seeking refuge in the highest branches. Their movement through the canopy is slow but efficient thanks to their prehensile tail, which acts almost like a fifth limb. This skill is shared with the capuchin monkey, but unlike the capuchin, the howler monkey isn't an acrobat. It moves calmly, as if each step is carefully planned. The forest is a big stage, and each animal has its role. While the howler monkey uses its voice to make its presence known, other species in the PANTANAL communicate in equally fascinating ways. And few are as vibrant and iconic as the hyacinth macaw, whose colors and songs make it a true symbol of this wild land. If there's an ambassador of the PANTANAL, it's the hyacinth macaw. Its elegant flight streaks across the sky. Its vibrant deep blue feathers contrast with the green of the forest, and its call resonates like an ancient song echoing through the trees. But beyond its stunning beauty, This bird plays a crucial role in the ecosystem. It's one of the main seed dispersers in the region. By eating fruits like akuri and bocaiuva, it spreads life wherever it goes, helping the forest to renew itself. Living in the Pantanal isn't easy, but the hyacinth macaw has found a powerful ally, the manduvi tree. It gives them shelter and safety. Their natural cavities become perfect nests for the species, ensuring a safe space for their chicks. But there's a problem. Deforestation and illegal logging are reducing these trees, making it harder and harder to find good nesting spots. Thankfully, conservation projects are helping to turn things around. They're building artificial nests and protecting important areas. Another remarkable characteristic of the hyacinth macaw is its strong social bond. These birds form monogamous pairs that stay together for life. While some species live with temporary relationships, the hyacinth macaw invests in companionship and partnership. The pair communicates constantly through vocalizations and affectionate gestures, sharing tasks like protecting the nest and feeding the chicks. This dedication is essential to make sure the next generation survives and the species continues. But it's not all vibrant colors and free flights. The hyacinth macaw faces constant threats, from illegal hunting to the illegal wildlife trade. Their beauty and rarity made them a target for collectors around the world, and for a long time, their population was in steep decline. Today, thanks to conservation efforts, the numbers are going back up, but danger still lurks. The Akari caiman, for example, has natural predators, but the hyacinth macaw often faces the worst of all humans. However, the fight for survival in the Pantanal is constant, and each species develops its own unique strategies to stay strong. While the hyacinth macaw uses its colors and song to mark its territory, another bird takes a completely different approach. The crested caracara, an opportunistic falcon that stands out for its intelligence and its ability to adapt to the most extreme challenges. In the Pantanal sky, where the hyacinth macaw shows off its vibrant blue, there's another master of the air who prefers a more discreet and strategic profile, the crested caracara. This falcon isn't your average hunter. Unlike other birds of prey that depend exclusively on hunting, it's a true opportunist. If it finds live prey, it attacks without hesitation. If there's carrion available, it won't let it go to waste. And if it needs to steal food from another animal, it will do so without a second thought. Its intelligence and adaptability make it a born survivor. The caracara isn't content with just taking what's already dead. It's clever enough to interact with other predators. Often it follows jaguars and caimans, waiting for them to finish eating so it can take advantage of the leftovers. And if the opportunity arises, it won't hesitate to scare away vultures and other smaller competitors to secure its meal. This versatility ensures its presence in various biomes, from the flooded plains to drier areas, where few can survive. Despite being a skilled predator, the caracara doesn't rely solely on brute force. It's been seen using surprising techniques to obtain food. In some situations, it might drop large birds' eggs to break them, or even start fires by carrying burning sticks, a rare strategy, but one observed in nature. In addition to its strategic feeding habits, the caracara also has a peculiar approach when it comes to reproduction. It builds its nests in high places, such as tall trees and even artificial structures, ensuring a privileged view of the territory. The couple works together to protect the chicks, which learn early on the importance of observation and patience to secure their sustenance. This early education is essential for training new masters of survival. With its striking presence, the caracara plays a key role in cleaning up the ecosystem, removing animal remains, and helping prevent the spread of disease. But in the Pantanal, each animal has its own unique way of contributing to the balance. While the caracara takes advantage of leftovers, there's another bird that prefers to act as the forest's gardener, spreading seeds wherever it goes, and few do it with as much efficiency and color as the toucan. Among the open fields of the Pantanal, where capybaras graze peacefully and koalas sniff the ground in search of food, a silent giant moves with elegance. The greater rhea, the largest bird in the Americas, may not fly, but it makes up for it with its long legs and impressive speed. In a race, it can reach up to 60 kilometers per hour, outrunning many land predators. This ability is essential for survival in an environment where jaguars and cougars lurk in the vegetation. Unlike other birds, the rhea has peculiar social behavior. For much of the year, it lives in small groups, always alert to danger. But during breeding season, everything changes. It's the males that take responsibility for the nest. They build a huge nursery on the ground where several females lay their eggs. After that, the male incubates the clutch alone and cares for the chicks, protecting them from predators and guiding them through their first few months of life. Besides its impressive running and paternal role, the rhea plays an essential ecological function. Like the toucan, it's an excellent seed disperser. By feeding on fruits, grasses, and even small animals, it ends up spreading seeds wherever it goes, contributing to the regeneration of vegetation. Without the rhea, some pantanal plants would have a much harder time spreading, which shows how much each species matters in this ecosystem. Being a ground bird, the rhea faces constant challenges. The expansion of agriculture and the destruction of its habitat have significantly reduced its populations in some regions. Also, being easy prey for illegal hunters, it increasingly needs to rely on its speed and intelligence to survive. Fortunately, conservation efforts and protected areas are helping to ensure that this bird continues to reign in the Pantanal fields. The Pantanal is a scene of perfect balance between predators and prey, opportunistic hunters and seed dispersers, solitary survivors and highly social animals. Each species plays a crucial role, and understanding these relationships helps us appreciate one of the richest and most fascinating ecosystems on the planet. But what really makes this biome so unique? Now that you know the secrets of the Pantanal, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Every animal we've seen here, from the jaguar to the rhea, is an essential link in this chain of life. But the truth is, this balance is more fragile than ever. Habitat destruction, fires, and illegal hunting threaten this natural paradise. And believe me, if the Pantanal disappears, the impact will be much greater than you can imagine. Have you ever stopped to think about what would happen if the large predators disappeared? Or if the birds that spread seeds ceased to exist? Nature doesn't work alone, and when a single element is out of place, the whole system feels the consequences. But the good news is there's still time to act. And this change starts with something simple: awareness. The more people understand the importance of this ecosystem, the greater the chance of protecting it. If this documentary made you see the Pantanal with new eyes, share this knowledge, talk about it, ask questions, support conservation initiatives. Small actions can have a big impact. The biodiversity of this land depends not only on the animals that live in it, but on those who are willing to defend it. Are you? Now I want to know, which of these stories surprised you the most? Was it the intelligence of the capuchin monkey, the hunting strategy of the giant otters, or maybe the invisible role of toucans in forest regeneration? Leave a comment and tell me which of these species you found most fascinating. And if you want to keep exploring the mysteries of nature, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because in the next video we'll reveal even more secrets that will make you see the wild world like never before. See you there.